Okay, Final Destination Bloodlines. I never seen a Final Destination movie until like the week before I saw this. Like I binged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like no 1, 2, 3. Like where we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I binged 5 of the films in like 3 days, and I can genuinely say 4 is a piece of shit. Everything else, man, that was some good watch. Like yeah, it's formulaic. Yeah, does everything like kind of play out the same way? Yeah, but like, man, other than like 4, I really enjoyed myself. I was buying into it. Like, I was really enjoying myself. 1, I think like if I'm gonna do a ranking, 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, easily. And I can't really remember the names because, like I said, it's been a little bit. But I'm just gonna talk about like how I felt about the movie. Yeah, Bloodlines. Like, I really don't know why. Like in a era where they're remaking everything and they're making sequels to everything, why did it take a decade and a half to get a Final Destination movie off the ground? I know the budgets were kind of big. Like the 4th one cost a lot. The 5th one cost a lot because they were really like, you can see it in the 4th one. They were really into that 3D. Like they really thought 3D was gonna be the shit. Like that's the one thing I can say about watching these movies. Like you can really see, because the movie started off in the 2000s and they went until 2011, 2012, and then they took a hiatus. You can see as time went on what technological advancements were being made in film and what they really thought was going to take off. And 3D stuck out like a sore thumb, and not really in 4, but it did in 5 a little bit. But they really thought 3D was going to stick out. Now when you watch films, you don't really see it stick out so much, you know. But yeah, so Bloodlines, you had the girl, I can't say her name, but you had the girl that was on Stargirl, that played Stargirl, playing like the grandma, the young version of the grandma, and them going back and forth, like from, like the movie starts in the 60s and then we go to present day, and then they go back to the 60s for a little bit. We can see like how the actual like death scene will go. And I think like the big, like the catastrophe in this film, like compared to the rest of them, I don't think it was as like shocking. Like with the other catastrophes, you could like, and I think that's like, they didn't really show us the whole thing until like later in the movie. So as we're seeing it I'm not gonna say that. They did show us the whole thing in the beginning. They didn't show us how they got out of it until later in the movie. Because usually they show you the catastrophe. I'm not saying that word right, but they show you the big explosion or shit falling down or people dying. They show you at the beginning, then they show you them. Then following that, they show you them getting away from that. They waited until the middle of the movie to do that, and I think that was a smart decision, because like when you're seeing like they're fucking so high up in the air, how do you get out of this? Like, is she gonna like this? It's like, you know, is she just gonna like, I can't, like, you couldn't imagine how they could get out of this without her not only saving herself but everyone there. You know what I mean? And then they dropped the bomb that Death, since she saved everyone there, he spun the block on everyone. And since there were so many people, it took time it took time for him to get to everyone. And now he's back at the people who were born from that. And this is why I love the Final Destination like franchise, because like Death is his, like, man, I got so many, like, and I'm sure the people who are working on these movies and people who want to work on these movies, like, I was like, because I was going through the subreddits, there's so many theories you can have about these movies, so many ideas you can do, because death isn't this thing that can be beat. And that's, in some franchises, that's so fucking annoying. Like Jason, like Freddy and Jason, Freddy Krueger, like Michael, like that shit can be so annoying that this motherfucker can't be beat. But something like death that we know can't be beat, it can be amazing. Because like now you can be in the cheating death shit. So what if someone was supposed to die but a serial killer killed him instead? Like all the things that can happen. Like we really haven't been put in a position where what if a person was supposed to die but someone else killed them? How would that mess up Death's plan? Like there's so many ideas you can have. So when they dropped that bomb that since she saved all those people, because we have never seen Death come after that many people. Now that we know he can, man, that opens the door for so many like cool stories. And rest in peace to Tony Todd. It sucks that at the Oscars, like the previous Oscars, he didn't get a memorial, like his own thing with everyone else. And they didn't really like, and it just sucks that they didn't make a bigger deal, because he's been in so many films, and he's a horror legend. But they didn't like pay homage to him or anything. So that kind of sucks. But I think that I just think there's still so much that they can do with these movies. And I think the way this one played out, where it's like, this one was like, just like, I feel like this probably had the best cast overall, most likable cast, probably since the first or second movie. I want to say this had the most likable cast, because it still was a family dynamic, but because it still was a family dynamic. And then they dropped the like little bomb so that one of the kids weren't like, and that's why he wasn't, but they still, you know what I mean? So yeah, Final Destination Bloodlines, definitely one of my favorite of the franchise. And I saw some people were like, how did this movie get such a high Rotten Tomatoes score, but the other ones got like such shitty scores? And it's very simple. Horror now that people like me are adults, and we can come on here and give our opinions and get on Rotten Tomatoes and talk about these movies, I wouldn't have, if you took like all this love you're seeing now, if Final Destination 1, 2, or 3 came out now, they would be 80 or above. All of them. All 3 of them. 4 probably would have got the same score. But 5, you know, like, all the movies would have got 80 or above. They would have been beloved. Like, so, like, when you see a movie that's a predecessor, like, when you see all these movies that are predecessors to, like, these long-standing franchises get love now, especially when they're horror, don't think that, like, use your brain. The people that are reviewing movies now that are 20-something years old were fucking babies when those movies were coming out. And there were different people reviewing those movies. So use your brain and understand that they're not the same people. They're not the same people. Things have changed. Okay? Things have changed. So yeah. Final Destination Bloodline, I'll give it about an 8.5 out of 10. I still think they could have... I think the final... the final, what we thought was the final act, you know, like the fake out there was to do, I thought they could have done a lot more with that. Like them going back to the cabin and then Death kind of trying to drown them. Like that wasn't like, oh, that's so cool, but it was still all well made and everything. So yeah, Final Destination, 8.5 out of 10 for Final Destination Bloodlines. Peace.